Every day, millions of people go to work expecting a normal day, a routine task, an automatic movement, a moment of distraction. And then, it happens. These aren't major tragedies. These aren't extreme scenes. They're small mistakes, silly bumps, absurd falls, and accidents that happen when no one expects them. This video isn't meant to make fun of you. It's to remind you that at work, even the simplest things can spiral out of control in an instant. Watch closely, because any of these could have happened to you. This gentleman teaches us a lesson in how not to dismantle scaffolding. The mistake was obvious and the risk enormous, but he was lucky. After the fall, incredibly, he emerged unscathed. A reminder that there isn't always a second chance. The person behind the wheel of this truck either didn't know how to drive, or someone in one of those houses owed them a lot of money. Neighbors watched in dismay as the truck crashed into and wrecked the front yard of the house. As if that weren't enough, it also took out a car. Luckily, the losses were only material. The most unsettling thing is that no one knows what happened to the driver.
Oh my God. Dad, get over here. Oh, he's in Robert's yard.
Are you kidding? Why over there?
Get helicopter. Call police. We need him right now. Come on.
At first, I thought of something quite unpleasant. One of those scenarios you don't want to imagine. But then, looking more closely, I think it was just liquid concrete. Or at least that's what I want to believe. Even so, the scene is still unsettling. Apparently, he forgot to secure the paint can and paid the price, ending up completely covered in white. In the end, soaked and silent, all he could do was reflect on his oversight, and the exact moment everything went wrong. Our friend's first day of work, which ended with him quitting due to lack of patience. This is where the true value of safety cable shines. Details that many overlook, but that make all the difference when something goes wrong. Always prioritize your safety. It might be the only thing holding you up when everything else gives way. This truck, full of sawdust, is hit by another, and in seconds a disaster ensues. The sawdust spreads all over the avenue, covering everything and turning the scene into unexpected chaos.
妈呀，吓死我了！这逼了，你一个也走不了。
You twat! I fucking knew you was gonna do that. That's why I videoed it.
I don't listen to him. He's not gonna be happy. I don't wanna shut the door.
This happens more often than you think. Sometimes there are no warnings, no second chances. Luckily, the road was clear at that moment, and the danger passed without becoming a tragedy. This crane completely misunderstood its job. Even so, against all odds, the mistake didn't end in disaster. For a few seconds it seemed like everything was going to go wrong. But in the end, surprisingly, it wasn't so bad, was it? A cyclist nearly caused a disaster on the road. Luckily, it was just a big scare and nothing serious happened, although the moment left more than one person breathless. A few falling containers are all it takes to send the truck driver running. It all happens in seconds, in a shocking video where danger erupts without warning and the instinct for survival takes over. Sometimes, certain coincidences are so unpleasant they feel like warnings from fate. Moments when everything aligns in the worst possible way, highlighting just how vulnerable a single instant can be. There was a breakdown in communication, and the consequences were immediate. A moment later, the glass shattered and crashed to the ground. Luckily, no one was underneath when it happened, because that single oversight was enough to remind us how fragile everything can become due to a lack of communication. I don't know what to say, whether the truck ended up falling into the frozen ground, or if the driver just went off to build a snowman. A scene as absurd as it was unexpected, one of those that seemed straight out of a comedy, but which could have ended very badly. This truck driver decided to jump out rather than fall with the truck. A split-second survival decision that likely saved his life. Suddenly, the girl decides not to watch the ending anymore. A truck loaded with small tractors caught fire in the middle of the road, becoming the center of attention. Within minutes, the smoke drew a crowd of onlookers to the road, while traffic ground to a halt and the scene transformed from ordinary to alarming. At the end of the day, nobody leaves home expecting something to go wrong. But work doesn't always give warning. A second is all it takes. A wrong step. A moment of overconfidence. What you saw here could happen to anyone. So laugh if you want, but learn from it. Take care. Look twice. Don't be overconfident. Because getting home safe and sound is always the real goal.